Mark "The Hammer" Coleman is nothing short of a pioneer when it comes to mixed martial arts in the United States. The Ohio native set himself apart from others in multiple organizations, including Pride and UFC, with strong wrestling and aggressive ground and pound. He made a name for himself here in Columbus, wrestling at the Ohio State University. Colleen Marshall is with us tonight. And Colleen, Coleman's time in the ring is a key part of a new sports biodrama.
Yeah, it's called The Smashing Machine. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as mixed martial artist Mark Kerr. He's from Toledo. Coleman is his friend and workout partner. Both men were there as the red carpet rolled out last night in Hollywood. It's the second time in 6 months that part of Coleman's life is unfolding in a film. Mark Coleman is spending time this week with the rich and famous as his life as an MMA fighter hits the big screen.
Man, it was so emotional for me to watch. I cried a bunch of times. I was so impressed with The Rock. He had to play my good friend Mark Kerr.
Coleman is played in the movie by another MMA fighter, Ryan Bader.
He looks a little bit like me, I guess, not quite as ripped. I'm just kidding.
Just months ago, Coleman shared a different story on screen. His own account of surviving years of sexual assault by former Ohio State University Dr. Richard Strauss is part of the HBO documentary Surviving Ohio State. Coleman and teammate Mike DeSabato were the very first to go public with the story that touched off a massive investigation and an 8-year ongoing legal battle. At first, no one believed this MMA champion could be a victim.
Well, it was worse than that because we got laughed at. Me and Mike DeSabato laughed at. We got called liars, money hungry.
The sexual abuse at OSU is likely one reason Coleman shares another piece of history with Mark Kerr. Both battled MMA greats inside the ring and drugs and alcohol outside.
You know, I got 4.5 years sober. I found peace and God guides me. I love Ohio State, but I'm very disappointed by the way they handled this whole situation. To me, it's kind of embarrassing, and I feel like they should be ashamed of themselves the way they've handled this whole thing.
The Smashing Machine premiered in Hollywood, but debuted at the Toronto Film Festival. Surviving Ohio State debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York before premiering on HBO. Are you proud of yourself, all that you've been through and where you are now?
Yes, very proud. Getting sober is one of the hardest things in the world to do. And I'm also proud that I had the courage to come out and start this whole thing. It took a lot of courage for me to do it. I'm glad I did now because I get pleasure in knowing that I'm helping a lot of people out. I'm not ashamed of nothing.
After the interview, Coleman sent a message saying he is disappointed that Ohio State University chose to bring back former President Gordon Gee, given that he was in charge, in Coleman's words, when the university covered up the crimes of this evil doctor and add insult to injury. He says Gee and current President Ted Carter have said publicly they have not watched Surviving Ohio State. Coleman calls that embarrassing.
Thanks for watching. For more NBC4, download the NBC4 streaming app. You'll get free 24/7 local programming streamed straight to your living room. Just search NBC4 Columbus on your Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, or Samsung device.